Hey guys, hi NARC troopers. I am so sorry that I haven't been here in a hot minute. It's because I've had COVID. Yes, I had COVID. Thought I was gonna die. I was so sick for about a week. High fever, almost around 102, and chills and headache and sore throat and runny nose and did I say 102 of fever, chills? It was horrible. And I was like that for a week. And then another week I couldn't wake up. I slept like more than I've slept in the past year. And now I'm in my third week of COVID experience, and you'd think, whoa, three weeks, she should be well. And I am not well yet. I'm gonna be, but not yet, because I itch and it gives me all kinds of extra little energy, like, oh yeah, I got this itch here and I got this itch here. It's pretty maddening, because there's a thing where the skin reacts badly to COVID and you get hives, rashes, all kinds of weird words for it, describing, yeah, this stuff. But really what I wanted to talk to you today about is about moving on. And I think I'm moving on from the illness. You know what? Even though I've got this horrible, itching thing happening to me that's just pretty frantic. In fact, it woke me up like at 4:30 this morning, and I woke up scratching in my sleep, and didn't get back to sleep till 6:30, and had to wake up at 7:30 to go to work. Yeah, so I went back to work this week on Monday, and boy, I thought I was gonna die. I made it through Monday, made it through Tuesday, got sick, got some fever back again Tuesday night, stayed home Wednesday from school, still had fever, slept through the doctor's appointment by accident and missed it on Wednesday. Went to the doctor on Thursday, still didn't feel good, and she just said it's a roller coaster sometimes of up and down. It could take months before you recover, and she said some people just don't recover, some of the long haulers. And she said, let's be optimistic and hope that it does what it's supposed to do and will resolve itself. But she said, in the meantime, you may be feeling good for a couple of days, and then you may have symptoms and fever and feel terrible and have to go back to bed, and that could go on for a while. So, yeah, not what I wanted to hear, but I want to talk to you about moving on, moving forward. When following these relationships with an impaired person, the narcissist, and I'm assuming, that also would apply to sociopaths and psychopaths. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I know that there are overlapping features, but there are also some very profound differences as well, even though they're still sort of grouped together on the DSM chart. It's similar in some ways, but very different in others. So I'm guessing relationships with them in some ways would be similar, and in other ways not so much. But I'm guessing the aftermath would also be difficult with them as it is with the narcissist. In any event, let's say that you're recovering from something like that. Ideally, we can all just go somewhere new and start over in a fresh place. And just say, hey, I'm going to totally just leave and start over fresh in a new place. And so I wanted to do that so much that I sold my house and lost a small fortune, because I sold it right before everything started to shoot up over a year ago. But I sold it about a year and a half ago, because all of this happened to me over 2.5 years ago. This summer will be 3 years. That's right. And to mark the 3-year anniversary of this event where I was discarded, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. But tell you what I'm going to do in a minute. But you know, that first period of time that I was going through that, you know, it was horrible. It was really terrible, and I wanted to get out of that house, so I sold it. And then sure enough, after I sold it, the prices just went like that. If I had held on to it for 6 months, I would have made probably another $100,000 easily. It's crazy how much the prices just went. Whew. I live in Austin, so yeah, Austin, Texas. That's what the price of housing is here. So anyway, I had to get out of the house because it was like a graveyard. There were memories, there were things all around me. I felt like I was surrounded by ghosts, and like I was just going to see him walk around, come out of the bathroom, or come through the door of the garage any minute. And I had to get out of there. So, you know, that's okay. Did what I had to do. And so now I feel the same way about the city of Austin. You know, I wanted to leave them, but I couldn't. I had a job. It was a good job, great job at a school that I liked. I liked the school, liked the teachers, liked the students that I worked with, and it was good pay. So now that I had half of income, like when he left, he took his half, and now that's a lot less than I thought I was going to have to do the things that I thought I was going to do. So I had to keep working, and I couldn't just take off, you know, like he did. He just like left everything behind, his clothes, every one of his possessions, just like he burned that whole life to the ground, got rid of his car, and just completely became someone else in a completely different place, like almost 2,000 miles away, and just burnt this whole life to the ground with me in it, burned me to the ground with it. And that's what narcissists do. And so anyway, that happened pretty quickly within a few months after he left. He left in June and he was gone by November, first week of November. So all this time I go places, I see things, you know, places we went, things we did, blah, 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 blah. And it's like everywhere. All this time kind of holding me back and making me think, dang, it's kind of rough to like get left behind and stuck in this place. So I want to tell you, I have been working on, first of all, for the first 2 years of this, I've been working on, you know, not on just getting up off the ground. I look at it as this. I think he murdered me. I think that what he did on June 18th, 2019 was that he murdered that poor woman. Killed me. Dead. And he died. It's like he died, that person, dead. I think he was always sort of dead, metaphorically speaking, but he definitely murdered that version of himself because he was ready to go and start something new somewhere else. So it was a double homicide, and he burnt everything down to cover up all the evidence and then split. And so what do you do when you've been murdered? You can't really resurrect from that because there's nothing but ashes. And the whole thing about the phoenix and stuff, that's mythology. It's magical thinking. It's not real. So what do you do when you've been totally wiped out, annihilated, torpedoed, essentially murdered? That's what he did to me. Well, you have to figure out, you can't reinvent yourself because there's no anything left, you know. They do such a number on your head, the people with the NPD, when you're in relationships with them, in that shared fantasy, they co-opt your thinking, they sort of become your conscience. Yeah, really scary. It's kind of like being in a cult, being brainwashed, like Stockholm syndrome or something. And So it was like that. God, there's a really loud bird over there. You hear that? Birds and dogs, and it's not even spring, it's February, and they're confused. Anyway, yeah, wow, it's really loud. So, you know, they co-opt you, they hijack you, and so you're gone, and then they kill you in the end, and then you're really gone, you're done. And so you have to invent a new identity. You have to invent a new self, a new core, a new center, identity, ego, self that is egocentric and healthy. You have to figure out how to give birth to yourself, in essence, and you know, create. You're creating. So, you know, it took me the first year to stop having panic attacks and anxiety to the point where I could not manage myself. And then after the first year, that next year, it was a process of, you know, just trying to learn how to function without him, without the life I thought I had, and without the life I thought I was going to have. It takes a long time to accept the craziness of all of this, and how huge it is, and how life-changing it is, and how you just have to accept it, right? You do. And so anyway, so now that I'm approaching the third year, this is February, it'll be 3 years on June 18th, I am out of here. I'm out of here. I got to I had opportunities come up, wonderful opportunities that I could not say no to. Great job, huge pay raise. Well, of course, it's more expensive where I'm going. So, you know, they have to help you survive that way. But yeah, I'm going to do what I always said I was going to do my whole life. And although it may be crazy and super expensive and falling into the ocean, I am moving to California in 3 months, 3.5 months. I'm going. I am going. I have the job. I signed the contract. I'm looking for places to live. And I'm going to California. I'm going, and I'm ready. I am ready to release that life I thought I was going to have with him. I am ready to accept what he is and what he did to me and why he did that. I am willing to bury the dead. I have grieved over them both. That other me that was married to him, that man and that woman, that husband and that wife, they're dead. And I have mourned them for 2 years and 7 months. I have grieved over them. And so now I think I'm done with the grieving over their death. And I think that I'm ready. And I've worked on inventing a new me. I've worked on creating a new self, a new identity. And I'm ready to enjoy life, to make new friends, to go out and do new things, I am not so with my whole dependent personality disorder. Yeah, I had, you know, he wasn't the only one with a personality disorder. Yes, he has narcissistic personality disorder. I have dependent personality disorder. He's cluster B, I'm cluster C. Perfect match for 16 years. But now it's okay. Those were other people, and this is me. Without the personality disorder, without the dependent disorder, narcissists don't really get better. But people in cluster C can get better, and I have. So I don't need anyone else to validate me or to take care of me or to do anything for me, with me, to me, or any of that. I don't have to live through the lens of another person's and have to have that external attachment to someone else to regulate me. I can do it myself. I'm fine. This is a beautiful day. Let me show you my cat. My cat's sitting over here in the corner. she's ready to go, right? She's ready to go to California. And I'm going to leave my crazy screened-in porch. I'm going to miss this part. I've got all this beautiful, I don't know, bamboo trees, I think is what they are, right? Isn't that bamboo? And it's been a good launching pad, a good place to be. This last 18 months I've been here trying to heal, grieve, accept, learn, and invent. And I'm ready. Yes. Even though I have COVID and I'm itchy and I get fever and I'm just not quite out of it, I'm out of it enough to pack my stuff and get the hell out of Dodge. I am healthy enough to move up and move on. I reached out. Stupid thing. His mom's a nurse, and I was trying to find some of the antibody infusions, whatever they're called, that they give people who have high risk, which I do, and I couldn't find any. Austin had gone 3 days and did not have any of the monoclonal antibodies, and so I reached out to her, texted her, said, do you know where there is any? Do y'all have any in San Antonio, where she is? And I was really sorry I did that right after I did it. And then it made me kind of angry because she didn't respond. And yeah, they all kind of stick together because, it's a very dysfunctional, toxic thing, that is happening there. But yeah, I even though I had COVID recently, 17 days ago, I'm going to get over this. I'm feeling pretty good. And even when I feel bad, I get some fever and chills and I feel kind of tired, and then I sleep a little bit and then I'm fine. And so, yeah, when I get to California and I feel like this, you know what? I can just go walk on the beach. I can just go sit on my balcony of my apartment overlooking the bay or overlooking something cool, the mountains, the redwoods. I don't know what it's overlooking. It's going to overlook something, and it's going to be amazing, right? And I'm just gonna do it. It's done. It's already done, and I'm so excited. I'm not just excited about escaping to California. I'm excited about this new me that can go out and enjoy things and not really need anybody else with me to do it. He was like, I don't want to take care of you, and I blah, blah, blah. I just want to take care of me, and I don't want to look at the same person every day, and I just want to be by myself. Hogwash. He hooked up with somebody within months and, is doing the same thing with her that he did to me. Who knows? It may last 16 years. Covert narcissists sometimes are married or with their partner for decades. They can do that. Covert narcissists can do that. So he can't be alone. There's no one to give him fuel or supply. And girls that are like sexually liberated and kind of like get around, they can't do it. They can't give him the fuel because they have to adore him and idolize him and worship him and think that he's a god, and to feed all that ego and grandiosity and entitlement. And a one-night stand hookup can't do that. They don't think those things. They don't have that relationship. So he has to find a person like me who's vulnerable and open and willing to play that role of to be parentified and to be snapshotted and to be eventually hated and punished for things that you didn't even do, right? Which is the crazy part. So I think I'm ready to tackle life from a completely different point of view, where I don't need anybody. It would be nice to have a partner, absolutely. It would be nice to have someone to share things with and to have that life. But if I don't, that's okay. I would rather be alone and love myself than to be with somebody who doesn't love me, who's crazy. I'm going to go ahead and use the crazy word. You're not supposed to say that. It's not politically correct. You're supposed to say dysregulated or disordered or mentally unstable or something like that. Well, he's just effing crazy. And best way to describe it. So I accept it. It is what it is. He is what he is. He can't change. And sure, I think there's parts of this that are going to be with me for a long time. Like they say, it's kind of like alcoholism. Once you're once you're an addict, you're always an addict. And so maybe there's some truth in that. But I really think that, well, for now, I have sobriety, and I feel like I'm capable of, having a normal, healthy relationship with someone. If I meet somebody in California, I'm going to be living very close to Stanford and other academia. And so maybe I'll get a nerdy professor. That'd be a perfect match. So I just wanted to share that with you, that I'm going. And I want to tell you that this has been the roughest, most absolutely life-changing, horrible experience of my entire life. And it's been scary, and I've had to do it alone with no family. A few friends, just some ladies that I met at narcissistic abuse recovery support groups. But for the most part, I've had to do it alone. And I did do it. And I'm feeling really good about that. I'm feeling really good about it because I can enjoy my life and be authentic and real and do amazing things and enjoy this amazing life I'm getting ready to create for myself in California. And I think that it's going to be amazing. I'm not done yet. He left and said, you're old and I don't want any of that. And basically something like that. And I was thinking, there's a lot of people that have mixed marriages that are married to people older or younger than them. That wasn't what broke us. It was his NPD and my dependent personality disorder. And put those two things together, and we were like two not okay people that were in a magical fantasy bubble for those 16 years. And it's okay. And so my message for you, I'm going to end this because I got some stuff to do. My message to you is don't think that you're stuck, because if you had asked me a year ago, are you ever going to get out of this? Are you ever going to escape? Are you ever going to get away? I would have said, no, I don't think so. I may die here in this misery. And it's just too much loss for any person to survive. But here I am approaching a few more months. It'll be summer, and in June 2022, I'll reach the 3-year anniversary. And on that 3-year anniversary, June 18th, I'm going to be in a beautiful place, in my new beautiful life, with a very secure, well-paying job, with new friends, with new opportunities, with lots of things to do. And I'm just going to go have a day where I'm going to pack up some great little treats at some of the new restaurants that are near my new place. And I'm going to go either to the beach somewhere, like maybe Half Moon Bay, or maybe I'm going to go to the Redwood Forest or to Muir Woods, or I'm going to go somewhere. And I'm going to enjoy my little treats, and I'm going to walk around and enjoy being alive. I'm going to be grateful that I survived COVID without having a worse side effect than the itchiness and the occasional little mini relapses that I'm having. It could have been so much worse. I could have had blood clots or COVID toes or COVID pneumonia with the crystallized lungs or God knows what, right? And I didn't get any of those, and I'm going to be okay. So I'm going to be grateful that I survived COVID, grateful that I survived this relationship with this man who is, let's be nice, disordered and dysregulated. And I'm just so excited about that. And I'm so grateful. And every day I say my prayers and it's like, thank you for opening this door for me and giving me hope and for giving me another chance to live a better life. And that's exactly what it is. I don't have to watch anybody. What are you going to do? Do I need to come bail you out? Do I need to make excuses for you? Do I need to defend you when I know that what you did is indefensible? Do I have to live with somebody who is like, reckless and impulsive and sometimes passive aggressive and mean, sometimes sadistic and, all of that, all those things looking back on it, it was, I thought, this is what I've always wanted. It was what a codependent, dependent personality person with abandonment issues and attachment problems, that's what she wanted. But he killed her. She's gone. And he killed himself. And that guy's gone, And so I don't know him. My husband's dead. And I don't know her. Because, well, actually, she died with him. So none of that affects me. And I want that for you. I want you to get to the place where you're like me. And you look back at it and you're like, wow, I can't believe any of this happened. But I'm in a good place. Because I'm just beginning something new and exciting. And I'm full of life. And I'm going to have fun and do great things and meet great people. And I'm going to enjoy my life in a way that people with NPD can never do, because they're constantly looking for attention and validation and fuel and supply and confirmation that their false ego is a good one. And they have to hate you and kill you and have contempt with you to justify what they do to you and to make themselves be the victim and to make themselves innocent. They're not innocent. They are a victim from their childhood all those years ago, but in the relationship with you, they're not really a victim, although they pretend to be by making you into the bad guy. You can't win it. They're unreasonable. They're delusional. They believe their own lies, and they have to do anything to keep their false self in one piece. So I don't have to deal with that anymore. I am, free. I don't have to deal with that anymore. How liberating is that? That I can just go and be with myself, sit with myself, by myself, and be perfectly fulfilled, whole, complete, and happy. So that's my message. Don't give up. I don't know where you are on your journey. It's taken me over 2.5 years to get to the place where I am starting to make things happen for myself, and I am declaring my independence from this thing, and I have created a new me since he slaughtered the people that we were when we were married all those years. Those people are gone, and I got to let them go, and I have mourned them, and I'm done with that. You can't keep grieving over your losses forever. At some point you just say, okay, I'm going to let this go, and it's going to fade away. It's going to fade away like all things do over time, and I'm going to let it. It's time to let it fade. For the longest time, I didn't want to let it fade away, because that would mean I had to let go of all the good parts that I loved about him and that I loved about our relationship and our marriage. But I have to let it all go, because those people are no longer here. They no longer exist. So why dwell in the past? It's gone. Poof, just like that. It's gone. So think about that, guys. It's just a matter of time, and you're going to be okay. Forgive me for looking a little weird today. Here I said, I've been really sick with this COVID, and even this week, you know, up and down, bumpy spots, feeling good, feeling bad, all that, you know. And so, yeah, I'll be back to my regular self soon. And in the meantime, I'm packing and I am planning, and I got my moving truck all reserved, and I'm going to go on a new grand adventure, just me and Sophie, my cat, and it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fabulous. So excited. Okay, you already saw my happy dance, so I'm going to quit. Hang in there, everybody. You'll get there. You will. You have to believe me that you will get to the point where you accept it, you let it go, and that you create a brand new version of yourself to move forward with that is whole and happy and capable of so much love. Something that narcissist will never know what that is. Okay, guys, have a good one. Stay healthy. Bye.